Today, in our partners perspective, we are here with Jared McCrory with Children's Hope, and we are so excited to hear about what is going on with their ministry. So, Children's Hope is based out of Haiti. Jared gets to run things from the American side, but it is a incredible ministry that is serving specifically a children's home, about 53 children, and we might hear more from that in a minute, about 53 children in a children's home, specifically in Haiti. But they're serving the whole community. It's a really beautiful thing that they're helping sustain the people in this village. And so we are excited to jump into this conversation with Jared. So let's start, Jared, with how in the world did you hear about Orchard? How did you get connected to us?
Yeah, thank you, Ashley. Well, about a year ago, I was talking to a friend of mine who is a development director at a large established ministry here in Alabama. And they've been really gracious to us over the years, just helpful as we try to figure things out as a young kind of startup nonprofit. And I was just telling him some of the things we were struggling with and trying to figure out related to fundraising and marketing strategy, things we just needed help with, but we weren't at a place to hire a consultant. And so we're just trying to figure things out as much as we could. And he said, did you know there's actually a ministry in Atlanta that provides all kinds of help to Christian nonprofits? And he said, I actually do some consulting with them. And I'm thinking, how have I not heard of this before? And what is the catch? Like, this just sounds too good to be true. So we connected at that point and learned there was no catch. Like this really is true. And that is the heart of Orchard. That's why Orchard exists, is to help ministries like ours, to be catalysts in providing the support that we need to do our work more effectively. So that's when we came on board.
That is incredible. And that's what we actually really hope that our partners say is, what is the catch? Is it too good to be true? And we want them to say that because we want them to feel like, we can say, no, it's not. We can support you and equip you and help you. And I think one thing that I even forgot to mention on the front end is that you are based out of Alabama. And even though we are an Atlanta organization, we are helping serve our partners all over the country. And Alabama is just one of the many states that we get to connect with people. So I'm so glad that you hit on that as well. And I love that you also mentioned our consultants. Our consultants are a huge part of what we get to bring to the table and help serve our partners. So I'm so glad that you were connected that way. So I know you hit on this a little bit and maybe you can expound on it. Was there a specific situation, something like a very tangible thing you can share about why you thought, yeah, I really need some extra help here, not just the basics, but what is something kind of foundationally for your ministry that you knew you really needed to become a partner in order to receive that help?
Yeah, I think for us, there were three specific things. And one was just our marketing and development strategy. So, we were kind of in a season of growth, but really trying to figure out how can we be more effective in connecting with partners and doing our fundraising. And, we're trying different stuff, but I don't always feel like I know what I'm doing. So like, who can help us figure that out and do it more effectively? So that was one thing. A second thing was just strategic planning, just with our programs and, of course, no shortage of opportunities in a place like Haiti, but really some help in figuring out, okay, how do we really evaluate, our mission and our vision and what the Lord is calling us to do, and then to translate that into programs that are making an impact. And so just someone to help us kind of walk through that process. And then thirdly, for me, was just some leadership coaching, just somebody I could talk to as I'm, navigating day-to-day challenges and, trying to lead a team that's kind of spread out. We have a teammate that's in Canada. We have missionaries in Haiti. We have, Haitian partners that we're interfacing with. And so a lot of different pieces to try to pull together and lead effectively. So, to have somebody just to be able to talk through specific challenges and to really also just to be an encourager. I mean, that's been one of the biggest things I've received over the last year is just steady encouragement, prayer from, the consultants I've worked with, but also just from the wider team at Orchard.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. So how long have you been a partner? What you said years, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's been less than a year. So it was
okay.
early last fall we came on board. So still just kind of getting started, we feel like.
That's great. And I think it reminds, another reason why we like to do the partner's perspective is that it reminds people who are considering this that, your ideas are great, your passions, you get excited, you get connected to something that really the Lord kind of puts on your heart to get going. But there's a lot of logistical things that come with that, and 501c3s and partners and boards, and that's the kind of stuff that Orchard gets to help you figure out, and we love to help you figure out. And so I love that as a leader, we're helping you kind of take some of that weight off and just help you balance all that stuff and help support you in that. So I'm glad to hear that we're really helping you out there. So in a sentence, describe the biggest impact that you feel like Orchard has had on Children's Hope.
Yeah, well, the last year has honestly just been super challenging and often discouraging as far as ministry in Haiti. And I would say that the personal coaching that I've received through Orchard has just been huge in my life and such a blessing as I've pressed on in leading our ministry. And so that, to me, that's been the most impactful thing. But then also just excited about all the other things that are ahead of us, super excited about the merger with the Lead Institute and the training that's going to bring to the table on top of all the amazing stuff Orchard was already doing to kind of bring that into the family, I think is going to be huge for our ministry going forward.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm glad you brought up the Orchard Institute is a important arm of what we do. And it incorporates spiritual training, spiritual elements, as well as, understanding how to effectively, deliver your message and your vision, how to fundraise. Those are trainings that we get to offer. And we are in you brought up the merger. We just merged with the Lead Institute. And so we are in the process of building that curriculum to just get it out to our partners and to have future partners. And so that leads me to my last question here. What would you tell someone who is maybe on the fence? They're kind of considering, like, I don't know, this Orchard thing does sound too good to be true, kind of a thing. How would you encourage somebody to become, or what would you say to somebody who wants to possibly become a partner?
Yeah, I would say reach out today. I mean, just do it. And kind of what I've noticed is there's just such a diversity of partners that Orchard is serving, from, brand new startup nonprofits to organizations like ours that are maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit further down the road, but still just so much that you have to offer all along the way. And then the way that Orchard kind of tailors a roadmap specifically for the nonprofit and has so many resources, so many consultants to pull from, like, you're going to be able to help people wherever they find themselves. So just do it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we're getting close to kind of starting our roadmap season, is what we call it around here. So, and it's exactly that. It's helping you map out, maybe what the year looks like ahead, or maybe it's the next 6 months, or maybe it's just the fall. We're helping you where you're at. And like you said, whether you're just getting started or you've been going for a while, that is our goal, is to help you and meet you where you are. So that's great. So, all right. So this last little segment, we've loved to kind of almost test our partners. A big part of being a partner is knowing what you are and what you do, and you get to practice. Not many people are in elevators a lot talking to each other these days. So we call it beat the elevator. Right. But pretend you're in an elevator and somebody kind of asks you what you do. And so in like a 10 to 15 second, pitch, what does Children's Hope do, and what do you do with Children's Hope?
Yeah. Okay. So many children in Haiti are in desperate situations with no access to education, medical care, or even a place to call home. Children's Hope is changing that as we care for orphan children, strengthen families through education and medical care, and serve communities in Jesus' name.
You did it. That was great. That's incredible. And I love that we get to see some of the faces on the wall behind you of some of the children that you get to serve. And so as we wrap up, I would love for you to share what's going on in Children's Hope right now. What are some ways that we can, as people hear about you guys and watch this video, what are some ways that people can get connected to Children's Hope? What are some events you guys have going on in this season that we can do more and reach out more and learn more about Children's Hope?
Yeah, thank you. Well, I would definitely ask for prayers right now for the nation and the people of Haiti. I mean, in what was already a really, really challenging year, a challenging season, um, the assassination of the Haitian president last week just threw things into even further chaos and uncertainty. So we are truly just praying for the Lord to intervene somehow to keep some kind of peace and stability in the country while they figure out what's next. I mean, there's really a lack of clarity, what the next steps are going to be as far as leadership in the country. So we're praying for peace for the people there that are already suffering so much, and then for our staff, for our children to stay safe, for them to be encouraged. As we're not able to travel there at this time like we normally would, to be with them, to minister alongside them, that we'll be able to continue to encourage and to empower and provide the resources they need to press on in the ministry that they're doing there. So one major way we're trying to do that is with our Hope for Haiti campaign that we just launched a couple weeks ago. We're super excited about this. Never done anything this big before, but it's going to culminate September 23rd with a live worship concert here in Montgomery, Alabama. And we actually have Shane and Shane coming in to lead that event. So we are just so excited about that. And we're also going to be live streaming it. So for those that are outside of the area that can't make it, you can be a part of it through the live stream. But $100 donation gets you a ticket to the in-person or virtual event. 100% of that is going to make a difference for children and families in Haiti in Jesus' name. And as part of that, we also have a really cool custom guitar that's been built for our ministry by partner Baruch Guitars, and has been appraised at $20,000. So the guitar is going to be given away as a door prize at the event. So for a $100 donation, you change the life of children in Haiti. You get to be a part of this amazing worship event with Shane and Shane, and then you have a chance to win the guitar. So you can learn more about that and the other things going on with our ministry at our website, childrenshope.com. And we've got something right there at the top of the page about the Hope for Haiti event.
Yeah, that's exciting. And I have seen pictures of the guitar and it's gorgeous. So everyone should at least put your eyes on the website, because it is definitely worth looking at. It's beautiful and it has a great story. And yes, please check out what Children's Hope is up to. They've got incredible work going on. And even in the midst of the pandemic, where they can't necessarily be on the ground right now, they are doing a lot from here. So we are excited to cheer you guys on and support you. So thank you so much for sharing, Jared. If this resonates with you and you want to become an Orchard partner, or you are, maybe you've been established a little bit like Jared is sharing, or maybe you're just starting out, we really encourage you to reach out to Orchard. We get to serve alongside people like Jared and just wrap our arms around them and just help them do what God's called them to do, because that's what we've been called to do. Orchard gets to, inspire Christ followers to launch and lead creative initiatives to serve others. And that's what we get to do with Jared and Children's Hope. So if that sounds exciting or interesting, please, like Jared said, don't hesitate, reach out. We'd love to talk to you. And you can find all the information you need about what's going on with us at Meet Orchard, MEET Orchard, like an apple orchard.org. So thank you so much, Jared, for just participating in this. And we love to hear from our partners, and we love to hear about what God is doing in the lives of each of them and their ministries. And we really appreciate you sharing.
Thank you, Ashley. My privilege.